All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Wellness Unpacked. You know where we unpack wellness stuff?
Yeah.
And today, we are tackling something that I think we can all relate to.
Okay.
Sugar cravings.
Yes.
You know that feeling
Mm-hmm.
when you would wrestle a bear for a single gummy worm?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
It's definitely a...
And get this.
Yeah.
Apparently, the average American consumes something like 17
Oh,
teaspoons
wow.
of added sugar daily.
Yeah.
It's like 2 to 3 times the
Oh.
recommended amount.
Yeah.
No wonder we're all battling inner cookie monsters.
It's quite a staggering statistic.
Yeah.
And it really underscores how pervasive sugar is in our food environment.
To help us navigate this sugary labyrinth, we've got an expert here to break down the why behind those cravings,
Right.
how sugar messes with our bodies,
Yeah.
and most importantly, some strategies for us to, not be ruled by a donut.
Happy to be here.
So we'll start with exploring why sugar is so darn tempting. Then we'll dive into some practical tips for dealing with those cravings, both in the heat of the moment and through long-term lifestyle changes.
Yeah.
And hey, for those of you looking for a little help on that journey, something delicious and actually designed to make weight loss fun. Check out Negano Tonic.
Oh, okay.
It's a powerful elixir, not just another health drink.
Right.
You can buy it by visiting https://rebrand.ly, Lee Body Tonic, or clicking the link in the description of this podcast.
Sounds great.
But first, let's get back to those cravings.
Okay.
What's the deal with our brains and sugar?
Well, our brains are wired to seek pleasure, and sugar happens to be a very efficient trigger for that reward system.
Okay, so break it down for us.
Okay.
What's actually happening up there when we eat a cupcake?
Essentially, when we consume sugar, our brains release dopamine and endorphins.
Oh.
These neurochemicals create those feelings of pleasure and satisfaction. It's like a little party in your head, courtesy of a brownie.
So it's not just us being weak, it's like hardwired.
Okay.
There's an evolutionary reason for this, for our ancestors. Sweet tastes often signaled calorie-dense foods,
Oh.
vital for survival in times of scarcity. So we're kind of predisposed to crave those sugary hits.
So it's like, thanks a lot, evolution.
Yeah.
But it gets trickier, right? Because this whole reward system thing
Yes.
can lead to, well, addiction.
You're absolutely right. With consistent sugar consumption, our bodies can develop a tolerance,
Oh.
meaning we need more and more to get that same level of satisfaction.
Okay.
It's similar to the way tolerance develops with other addictive substances.
That explains the whole one cookie turns into five phenomenon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then there's the blood sugar roller coaster to contend with.
Oh, man, tell me about it. That afternoon energy crash is brutal.
That crash is directly related to how our bodies process shear.
Hmm.
We get a quick spike in blood sugar, giving us a temporary boost, but then it plummets,
Ah.
leaving us tired,
Mm-hmm.
mentally foggy,
Yeah.
and guess what? Craving even more sugar.
Oh, no.
It's a vicious cycle. So it sounds like all this sugar isn't just affecting our waistlines.
Right.
It's messing with our energy and focus, too.
Precisely. And over the long term, excessive sugar intake is linked to a range of health issues. We all know about obesity, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease.
Right.
But it goes beyond that. It can actually negatively impact our gut microbiome and immune system.
Wait, seriously, gut health.
Absolutely. Our gut plays a crucial role in everything from digestion to immunity. And too much sugar can disrupt that delicate balance. It can lead to inflammation,
Okay.
altered gut bacteria, and a weakened immune response.
Okay, so we've established that sugar is basically a delicious little gremlin wreaking havoc in our bodies.
Yeah.
But before we all swear off dessert forever,
Right.
let's talk solutions.
Okay.
We've got some interesting tips from a simple 3-step plan to stop sugar cravings and curb sugar and carb cravings. 13 tips to control your sweet tooth.
Let's hear them. I'm always curious about different approaches.
One that surprised me was the idea of giving it a little, like allowing yourself a small indulgence to prevent feeling totally deprived.
Okay.
And then ending up in a face-off with an entire cheesecake later.
That's a popular strategy.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to highlight that it doesn't work for everyone.
Right.
Self-awareness is key here.
Okay.
If you know that one bite will inevitably lead to 10, then this approach might backfire. It's about understanding your individual relationship with sugar.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's about finding what works for you.
Exactly.
No one-size-fits-all solution, right?
Exactly.
Another tip was about combining foods,
Uh,
like pairing that small treat with something healthy like nuts or Greek yogurt.
mm-hmm.
That way you satisfy the craving,
Yes.
but you're also getting protein and fiber, which helps you feel fuller longer.
That's a great tactic. It addresses both the psychological craving and the physiological need for sustained energy.
Yeah.
It's a win-win.
Okay, now for the weird one.
All right.
One article actually suggested taking a hot shower to distract from cravings.
A hot shower.
That's a new one.
Apparently, it creates this kind of dazed feeling
Wow.
that helps you break the mental fixation on sugar.
I can see how the sensory experience of a hot shower could act as a temporary distraction.
Yeah.
It's certainly an unconventional approach,
Yeah.
but hey, if it works.
And of course, there's always exercise.
Yeah.
The good old endorphin rush strategy.
Exercise is fantastic for managing cravings because it releases those feel-good endorphins that sugar also triggers,
Right.
but in a much healthier way. Plus, it simply shifts your focus. You're less likely to obsess over a cookie when you're crushing a workout.
These are all great tips for those in-the-moment battles.
Yeah.
But what about making lasting changes? That feels like the real challenge.
That's where long-term lifestyle adjustments come in.
Okay.
And that's what we'll explore next.
Exactly.
Shifting from those quick fixes to sustainable habits, that's where the real magic happens.
Okay, so let's talk about those long-term changes.
Yeah.
Where do we even begin? One of the most fundamental things is establishing a regular eating pattern.
Okay.
You want to avoid those extreme hunger pangs that can lead to, well, not so great food choices.
Makes sense if you're feeling ravenous, that bag of chips starts to look a lot more appealing than a salad, right?
Precisely. And this might sound obvious, but we often overlook our beverages.
Oh, you mean like how many drinks are basically sugar bombs in disguise?
Exactly. Sodas, juices, fancy coffee concoctions.
Yeah.
They can all pack a serious sugar punch without us even realizing it.
It's like a sneaky sugar attack, so we need to be label detectives, huh?
Absolutely. Reading labels is crucial.
Right.
And then there's the whole artificial sweetener debate. Do they help with cravings or just create a whole new set of problems?
That's a good question. What's the verdict?
The research is a bit mixed. Some studies suggest artificial sweeteners don't actually reduce cravings and might even have negative metabolic effects, potentially making things worse in the long run.
So not a magic bullet then.
Not really. And beyond diet, we need to consider the role of stress and self-care. You know those moments when a pint of ice cream seems like the only solution to a bad day?
Oh, believe me, I know those moments all too well. Stress eating is my superpower, unfortunately.
Stress triggers a cascade of hormones that increase our cravings for comfort foods, and often those comfort foods are, you guessed it, high in sugar.
So finding healthy ways to manage stress is key to breaking that cycle.
Got it. Exactly. Things like exercise, meditation, spending time in nature, whatever helps you unwind and de-stress can have a huge impact on your cravings.
Speaking of de-stressing and making healthy choices easier, I want to mention Nagano Tonic again. It isn't just another health drink. It's a delicious, powerful elixir designed to make weight loss fun and effortless. And hey, maybe it could even help us resist those sugary sirens calling our names. Visit https://rebrand.lia.lia Body Tonic or click the link in the description to learn more. Okay, now back to those long-term strategies. What else have we got?
Well, mindfulness can be incredibly powerful when it comes to managing cravings. It's about paying attention to your eating habits,
Right.
identifying your triggers, and making conscious choices rather than acting impulsively.
So instead of mindlessly munching on cookies while binge-watching a show, you're actually tuning in to the experience of eating, recognizing when you're truly hungry versus just bored or stressed.
Exactly. It's about becoming more aware of your body's signals and making intentional choices that align with your health goals.
I like that. It's like being the CEO of your own plate, right?
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. It's about taking ownership of your choices.
This all makes so much sense. It feels like a more holistic approach to managing sugar cravings, rather than just relying on willpower alone.
And I think that's a really key takeaway here.
Okay.
There's no one-size-fits-all solution. It's about finding what works best for you, experimenting with different strategies, and being patient with yourself along the way.
It's a journey, not a sprint, right?
Exactly.
Wow.
It's about making sustainable changes that you can stick with for the long haul.
This has been super insightful. I feel like I'm already starting to rethink my relationship with sugar.
That's fantastic to hear.
So to recap, we've learned why sugar is so tempting. It's not just about taste. It's about our brain's reward system and even our evolutionary history.
Right.
We've also explored the negative impacts of excessive sugar consumption, which go way beyond just weight gain.
It affects our energy levels, mood, and even our long-term health in various ways.
And we've uncovered a whole toolbox of strategies for managing those cravings, both in the moment and through long-term lifestyle changes.
Hopefully our listeners are feeling empowered to take control of their sugar intake.
I know I am now. Before we wrap up, I wanted to leave everyone with a final thought-provoking question, something that really stuck with me from all this research.
I'm all ears.
Given how prevalent added sugar is in so many processed foods, How might becoming more aware of food labels and hidden sugars change our relationship with sweet treats?
That's a fantastic question. It really challenges us to think about our food choices on a deeper level.
Right? It's not just about avoiding the obvious sugary culprits like candy and soda.
Yeah.
It's about being more mindful of what's lurking in those seemingly harmless processed foods.
Exactly. Once you start paying attention to those labels, you realize just how much added sugar is hidden in things like bread yogurt sauces, even salad dressings.
It's like a hidden sugar epidemic, and if we're not aware of it, we're essentially consuming sugar without even realizing it.
That's why reading labels is so crucial. It empowers us to make informed choices.
It's like taking back control of our diets and our health.
Absolutely. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to nutrition.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation. I feel like I have a whole new perspective on sugar and how to manage those cravings.
I'm glad to hear that. Remember, it's a journey, not a destination.
And it's okay to have those moments of indulgence. It's about finding that balance and making choices that support our well-being.
I couldn't agree more.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive into the world of sugar cravings.
Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
A huge thank you to our expert for sharing their wisdom and helping us unpack those sugar cravings.
It's been my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And for our listeners, before we sign off, a final reminder about Nagano Tonic. If you're looking for a little help on your journey to a healthier lifestyle, something delicious that actually makes weight loss fun, check it out. It might just be the boost you need. You can find it at https://rebrand.e/bodytonic or by clicking the link in the description.
Sounds like a great option for those looking to make some positive changes.
Absolutely. And to everyone out there struggling with sugar cravings, remember, you're not alone. It's a common challenge, and there's no shame in trying different strategies to find what works best for you.
Self-compassion is key in this journey. Be kind to yourself and celebrate those small victories along the way.
Couldn't agree more. Even baby steps in the right direction can make a big difference over time. So keep experimenting, keep learning, and keep unpacking those wellness goals with us. Until next time, stay well and be kind to yourselves.
Take care, everyone.
A huge thank you to our expert
Oh, yeah.
for sharing their wisdom and helping us unpack those sugar cravings.
It's been my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And for our listeners, before we sign off,
Yeah.
a final reminder about Nagano Tonic.
Okay.
If you're looking for a little help on your journey to a healthier lifestyle, something delicious that actually makes weight loss fun,
Right.
check it out.
Mm-hmm.
It might just be the boost you need.
Yeah.
You can find it at https://rebrand.ly/bodytonic or by clicking the link in the description.
Sounds like a great option for those looking to make some positive changes.
Absolutely. And to everyone out there
Yeah.
struggling with sugar cravings, remember, you're not alone.
Right.
It's a common challenge. And there's no shame in trying different strategies to find what works best for you.
Self-compassion is key in this journey. Be kind to yourself and celebrate those small victories along the way.
Couldn't agree more. Even baby steps in the right direction can make a big difference over time. So keep experimenting, keep learning, and keep unpacking those wellness goals with us until next time. Stay well and be kind to yourselves.
Take care, everyone.